Now we are going to start the kitchen. And I'm trying to think what all we need for the kitchen. We need a fridge, a stove, and an oven, maybe a trash can. I'm not gonna worry about a sink or any of that stuff. Like I said, that'll be a future video with more detail. And we'll put a counter all around the, well, maybe not all around, but around a majority of the kitchen, and then we'll have a little opening spot where we can put a sink in. We'll worry about that on a future video. This is just a simple house, but we're gonna go ahead and work on the elevator. So I'm having a brain block there. All right, we're going to add a cube. We don't need to do anything special with this because normally elevators are solid colors. So we're gonna go ahead and we might need to do a size check on this one too, because elevators are normally about the size. Well, it's about my height or whatever. Normally close to my height, whatever. And that's the elevator. I think I might say elevator because I don't know how I have elevator. Anyways, refrigerators are normally about my height or whatever. Somewhere around there, maybe we're close to 6 feet, somewhere around there. So we might need to do a size test to make sure it's not too big. It's going to be smaller than the door because the door is bigger than the character is. So we're going to grab this and maybe bring it up to right about there, maybe. And then we're going to go back to edit mode, not edit mode. Oh, dang it. Object mode, and we're going to scale it on the Y, and we're going to make it a little bit wider. Like that. Shadow, be nice to your sissy. Alright, sorry about that, my cat's being a pain. Alright, so now I'm debating, maybe we'll go ahead and bring it in real quick just to do a quick size test. Another thing, actually, we'll go ahead and bring it in real quick, because one thing I forgot to do on the last clip is I forgot to come in and check the size of the bed and the table, because I resized them because they were looking too big. So I resized them and to make them look a little bit smaller, because we don't need the beds that big. So we need to also check that to see if I sized them right, if they're the right size, or if I need to shrink them down more or make them bigger. So we're gonna go ahead and bring it in and do a little size check. Get rid of this right there. Bring this in there. Oh, dang it, son of a mother. FBX. It even input the elevator. Why do I got elevator on the damn brain? The refrigerator? I don't even see the refrigerator in there. I thought the refrigerator was highlighted. Maybe not. Let's go to delete. And then bring that in there. There you go. Now let's go check the stuff. I might get rid of that text in a minute too, because that was for when we were messing with UI, and we can just get rid of that. We don't need that right now. It's kind of annoying. Okay, that does look like it might be a good size. Let's get a closer view to kind of determine a little bit better. Okay, that does look good. You probably could make it a tiny bit taller, not much taller. I think the refrigerator is a little bit taller maybe, but it already is a little bit taller, so it might be good. So I might just leave it like that, because that looks pretty good. Now let's go check the bed and the table. Okay, yeah, this looks a lot better. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Now it's not. Now it doesn't look like I'm in Mario Land Giant World or Mario World Giant Land. Yeah, this looks really good. Okay, like I said, I still want to work on the blanket, and we'll do a whole video on that eventually, because I want to get better at the cloth setting. And I did used to know the settings I needed, but I haven't messed with cloth in a while. And like I said, I was kind of rushing that video, so I didn't really mess with it too much. And there's a lot. And sometimes cloth videos can take a while, especially like I might have to make it to where I can also edit it down, because sometimes it takes a while to bake the animation. So it would be nice, like I said, I don't know if you can do that. Like I said in the last video, though, I don't know if you can do that. I'm not trying to see, but I don't know if you can do that on Twitch, which sucks. But on CapCut, I can skip stuff, speed up areas and stuff like that. So then I can speed up or just cut out the areas where we're waiting for the animation to bake. Because sometimes animation can be a pain in the ass. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to, why was this, oh that's why. Okay, I was gonna say, why is this outside in the wall? It shouldn't be in the wall. There you go. Alright, so now let's go and go to this. We're going to go to edit mode. We're going to grab the front face and we're going to, well, let me see here. We're going to go ahead and delete the front face. And come back to the object mode, and we're going to go to modification and add a solidification modifier to it. And do even thickness. We don't want it too thick. Maybe right about there. Sorry, my cat's being a pain. I might need to go. Alright. Now, alright. So, we're going to go ahead and add a cube mesh again. We're going to turn off the walls. Might need to turn off the counter too. Then we'll go to this mode, and we're gonna actually change this to matte cap, and we're gonna do that. I just want to be able to see the lines better, but I can't still see them that well. Oh, I'll bring this down here like this. I'm actually gonna scale this down on the Z like that. We'll bring it in, snap it to the back, go to edit mode. We're gonna go bring this in like that and bring this out like that and make sure this is out right. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna take off snapping and we're gonna move this down a little bit. Right about there. And there is the shelf that separates the fridge and the freezer, unless you wanted to do it to where it's a long refrigerator, freezer, a wide refrigerator, and freezer that has refrigerator on one side and a freezer on the other. We're going to do it this way. So now we got that. We're going to need to bring in another game object. We're going to bring in a cube. We're turn snapping back on. We're going to bring it all the way down to the bottom of the fridge. Then we go to edit mode, grab this, bring this over all the way, bring this over all the way, and then we're going to bring this up to there. So I'm trying them to bake. I think when you open up the freezer, okay, yeah, so we want it before the freezer shelf, because the freezer will have that in the shelf. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go back to object mode. We're going to bring this over, we're going to bring this in like that, and then we're going to scale it on the X. Scale it on the X, make it nice and thin. I'm going to put that right there. And then what you could do, a lot of times refrigerators have a little thing right here that kind of separates those two. So I'm going to go ahead and take off X-ray real quick, take off snapping. I'm going to bring this out a little bit. And then we're going to, let me see here, what do I want to do here? I'm going to go ahead and add another mesh cube. I'm going to turn snapping back on. We're going to bring this over like this. Scale it down. And put it right there. I'm going to bring it down right there. I'm going to scale it down some more. Scale it down some more. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna bring this down. I'm gonna snap that right there. Go to edit mode. Grab that. Get that. Bring it down. And we're going to snap that right like that. And we're going to do Shift D. Bring it over, and then we're going to bring this over, and then we're going to snap this one to right there. And grab this. I'm going to snap this right like that. Turn off. We need to do a top part too. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then we can grab this. Shift D. Rotate it on the Z or X 90 degrees. And then we're going to put this one right over here like this. Kind of snap it there. Go to edit mode. Grab that. Snap that there. So you snap that like that. Then you snap this one right there. And there you go. There's a fridge, and then we can come over here. I think we're gonna have the handle over here, so we can come over here, take the origins, and we're gonna move the origins all the way to the left side of the fridge. Take off origins, and now if you go to rotate on the X, is that X or Z? Z, okay. Now if you rotate on the Z, as you can see, the refrigerator opens. We actually might want to put the origin closer to the other. Let me see, go back over here to origin. So they never really put, the last time I made a refrigerator, I didn't put this piece right there in the middle, so that's going to be new. So I'm kind of experimenting with that. Origin, and now if I go to rotate and Z. Okay, and then it opens and closes and opens and closes right there. And opens and closes. Open, close. Okay. That works. We want to take this side real quick. Rotate on Z. Okay, if you can't see through it, perfect. So you have to put the anchor of the door on this little piece right there. And now we're going to take this door, Shift, actually I'm going to turn that back on, Shift D, and we're going to go down, turn snapping off. We're going to go down. We want to leave a little bit of a space in between them. Go to edit mode. We'll bring this to snapping. We'll bring this down there like that. Now you're going to need to make those things for the upper thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that right there. I'm going to do, get a hold of it. Shift D, we're going to bring this up to right about there, and we're going to bring it down, and why is this isn't snap to that. Then we go to this, Shift D, bring it up, and we're going to snap this to right about there like that. Go to edit mode, X-ray, and we're going to bring this down like that. Go to object, what's the origin to geometry, Shift D, and then we're going to bring this over right there and then snap it right like that. Let's turn off X-ray. Let's go to edit and actually bring this up like that, and go to object, edit, and then bring this up like that, and there you go. Now we have a freezer. And let me see here. I'm gonna do the same thing with this. I think it's already set to the origin, I think. So let's go take a look. Rotate on the Z. Probably, let me see, we're gonna go to origins, snap the origin up there, and then snap the origin down there. Origins, and then rotate on the Z. Origins, we can turn origins down right about there. And now rotate on the Z. Turn damn snapping off. It does look better. We're gonna go turn origins over a tiny bit. Origins, put origins back a little bit. There you go, that looks pretty good. There you go, that looks pretty good. Snaps onto that. Okay, now we need to make some handles for the fridge. So what the hell I need? Something I need is sticking into it. Alright, so now we need to do the door handles. And I think we're going to do this with a cylinder. So we're going to take the cylinder, turn it, rotate it on the Y, 90 degrees. I'm going to bring this down there. And then we are going to, I don't know, do I want to do, no, I'm going to do the square instead. Delete that, go to add, we're going to add a cube. We bring this down over there, and then we're going to, oops, not D, scale it way down, scale it down some more, and then we're going to turn on snapping and bring this over here. Okay, let me make sure it is a good size. That looks like it might still be a little big. Scale it down a little more. Turn on snapping. Snap it. Okay, I think that might be a good size. I guess we can always resize it once we get it made. But what we're going to do with this is one of the techniques I like to use to make door handles and stuff like that. So we can go ahead and go to edit, and then when it comes to this right here, extrude on, we're going to grab this, and we're going to extrude, and we're only going to extrude it. We're gonna test it out first to see which way it goes. We're going to extrude it -0.2, no, too much. -0.1. Maybe we're gonna test that out and see. It might be too wide also. We might need to do -0.05. Alright, I'm gonna do rotate. We want to find the way where it's rotating downward. Okay, so now it's rotating down that way. So now, as you can see, when you go all the way down, let me see here. Let's go 90 degrees. As you can see, 90 degrees made it face all the way up. So we want to slowly get it to face 90 degrees, but we want it to face downward. So we're going to do rotate on the Y, and we're going to do negative. We don't want to do 90 degrees because then it will just look weird, but you want to do it slowly, so we're going to do -15 degrees. Did it go the right way? Okay, yeah. So now it went down by 15 degrees. See, I think that might still be a little too wide. We want to make it a little bit smaller. So we're going to go ahead and do -0.05. And then rotate on the Y. No, X. Thought it was. I'm confused. So let me see here. Rotate on the. Yeah, Z is that way, and Y is okay. -15%. So then it goes down by 15. We're going to actually need to change this right here to normal. As you can see, now it is facing the way that is going. So now we're going to do on normal and do extrude again. And then we're going to do same thing, 0.05. And then again, rotate. Rotation might be a little bit different since we switched it to normal now. But now we want to do 15. Okay, it's still -15. Okay. So rotate on the Y, -15. You also want to keep a track of this too to make sure they're still aligned, because sometimes if you don't do it right, they will get unaligned and then it'll just look like some freaking door handle. So I'm going to go E again, -0.05. Oops, that's right. This is now just 0.5. 0.05. Rotate on the Y, -15. So now, as you can tell, we did 15, 30, 45. So now we're at 45. So now we need to do E, and then do 0.05 again to bring it down, and then rotate on the Y, and again, -15. So now we're at 60. So two more should bring us to 90%. So now we're going to do E again, bring it down 0.05, and then rotate again. Rotate on the Y, make sure you're on the right axis. Nope, -15. Now, should be one more, should be straight. So I'm going to do E again. Point -5. Oops, what did I do? That's right. I did something completely wrong. Alright, we need to do -0.05. That's right, it's not negative anymore. 0.05. Then rotate on the Y again, and another -15. Now, as you can see, it is a straight down. So now we can bring it down. Bring it straight down. Everything is still aligned too, because you can tell that aligned. All you have to do is bring this up, and you can see that all the side lines are aligned. So which means it is still perfectly aligned, and that's what we want. So now we're going to go ahead and bring it down just a little bit. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do extrude. And we're going to do let's see, is it still 0.05? Okay, yeah, still 0.05. Rotate on the Y. That's Y, right? Yeah, on the Y, negative 15. And E, 0.05. Rotate on the Y, negative 15. E, 0.05. Rotate on the Y, negative 15. And oops, E again, 0.05. Rotate on the Y, negative 15. Let's see, and I'm debating because right here we already did it. It's 60 degrees, so we could bring it over like this. Everything's still aligned, it looks like. So we could bring it over like that. We're gonna try something here. Hopefully this works. We're gonna save it just in case we want to come back, so I have to redo this whole thing again. Save it, and I'm gonna do E 0.05, rotate 15. Okay, yeah, and then again 0.05 and rotate 15. Again 0.05, rotate on the Y 15. Did I rotate on the Y last time? I don't remember. Hope I did. And then we're going to again, and then 0.05, rotate on the Y 15. Alright, we're going to see, make sure everything is aligned still. Okay, yep, everything is still aligned. Now we can take these pieces right there. So we can just go grab this piece right there and kind of bring it down. Wait, hold on, is it all the way? Let me see something. Undo, edit, undo. Okay, that's right. Okay. Edit, redo, edit, redo, edit, redo, edit, redo. Okay. And then we can grab this and just kind of bring this down a little bit. We'll go to verts, grab this. We're gonna go ahead and turn on global back on. Gonna snap it like that. And this, we're gonna kind of turn snapping back off, and we're gonna kind of move it down like that. We're gonna turn normal back on. We're going to, no, never mind, normal's not gonna work. Edit, undo, edit, undo. You see here, turn X-ray off. To edit mode, X-ray. Ugh. Trying to see. If you can make it scale. There you go. That don't look too bad. It just looked kind of big. Now I kind of made it smaller. It looks pretty good. And this will just be metal, so it doesn't really matter with the texture because it's going to be a straight color. But that actually looks pretty decent. Let me make sure it's on the right area. You don't want it too high up. We want it kind of in the middle. Alright, now I'm debating if you just do Shift D, bring this up, take off snapping, and put this right there. There you go. Now we have a refrigerator and a freezer. Now I don't know what color we're going to color this in yet. But that actually looks pretty damn good. That looks better than my last refrigerator. And I don't know if I'm just going to color it black. And I'll probably color these white. I'll leave those white. The handle will be metal. Let's turn the walls on. In the door, you can, well, let me see here. This and this, you can combine together. Control J. Oops, hold on. Edit, undo. Oops, apply. Control J. Now those two are together. These you can also combine together. You can actually combine these with the refrigerator too. That's a you don't want to grab that. You don't want to grab that. Okay, so these ones you can also combine with the refrigerator. So Control J. And then the refrigerator and that door, or the refrigerator door and the handle you can combine. But you want to leave the refrigerator door as a separate object. Well, that is if you want to be able to open and close. If it is attached to the fridge, it won't be able to open and close. You want to have this as a separate game object so it can open and close. But you can combine the fridge and the handle together. Control J. So now I'm going to do name fridge door freezer door and refrigerator. You spell it right, yeah. I think I spelled that right? I think there's a D there, isn't there? I think there is. I'll check it out later. There's Ridge, R-I-D-G-E, refrigerator. I think there's a D there. Oh, there is our refrigerator with our refrigerator and our freezer door. Yes, yeah, I think it is okay. It just doesn't look right there. Right here it looks right. I don't know. But there is our refrigerator with our fridge doors and our freezer door. And now we need to make a stove, which will be about half the size of this, which will probably make it to about the window size. And we'll put the stove right there. Actually, and scoot the fridge over to the wall more. We're gonna put the stove. We want the stove. We're gonna grab. Actually, we need to grab all of these so we can move them all together. Go to snapping, and then put it right there. You could also do a little. If you wanted to do something else, you could do rotate on the Z 40, rotate on the Z negative 45, go to normal, take off snapping, and you can also have it something like that if you wanted to also. That does look pretty nice though. I don't know. Now I'm just gonna keep it regular right now. Undo, 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 and undo. Actually, we're gonna go do redo. I want that next to the wall. Actually, we're gonna take it away from the wall just a tiny bit, like that much. Then maybe away from the back wall just a tiny bit. There you go. And there is our fridge. We're going to color that later. Like I said, we're just going to color it black with the white piece in the middle and then a metal door handle. Which actually, hold on, you know what? Dang it. Yeah, screw it. Hold on, let me see if I can go to join. Awesome, I was able to go back far enough. We're going to go ahead and do this now so we don't forget. We're going to go ahead and add this color, metal, add this color, metal, and then do I already have a black color? I think I have black. Don't you have black, black, oh, see, that's another thing too. Is I forgot. Hopefully, I can. Hold on, let me see. Edit, base. Okay, maybe if I just do this, this, and this, and then we have that, that, that. And we're going to do. Hold on, we're going to add a root. We're going to add another color, and we're going to color this one black, and a sign. There you go. There is our refrigerator. I think that looks pretty nice. Let's go and bring it in and do a size test before we end this clip. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this small house. Alright. I just wanted to make sure my camera shows I don't freaking do this video and not be showing anything again. It's happened to me many times. So I always forget to put the camera on. I've already completed this whole video, this whole clip almost. Alright, let's hit play. Now that, I could probably make it a little bit taller if I wanted to. I'll resize it a little bit. But then actually, I think that's actually a good size. It's a little bit, I could color the inside too. I need to color the inside, which probably shouldn't be too hard to color the inside. But this actually looks really nice. Alright, so that looks good. We're going to come back here. I forgot to go back here also because we colored everything in. But I need to come back over here and we need to add the doors with the handles. Control J. And grab that door with that handle and Control J. And then we're going to rename these again. Refrigerator. and then fridge door and freezer door. So fridge door, freezer door, and refrigerator. Okay. And everything's combined. We can take these now and put these in the house. Alright, so I think all we need to do now in the kitchen is, I don't know what else to really do in the kitchen. I'm probably going to make the stove and the oven, and like I said, we don't have really a kitchen or a counter to build a sink yet. So I think we're just going to do a stove, and then we're going to move on to the bathroom and see if we can finish the bathroom by the end of this stream so I can get it all in these clips, and then we can move on to something else. I do want to do a couple videos where I also make some music also, so I'll probably do that next, and then we'll move on to another building on Blender. But anyways, I will see you on the next clip.